Hi guys, welcome back to my fragrance library. We're going to talk about many different fun fragrance facts. The cultural differences with fragrances from where I used to live to Dubai are extremely different. The Middle Eastern culture actually uses fragrances as part of their daily rituals. It's a big part of our identity. People here will make fragrances for their families, for their house, and it becomes the identity of being in someone's home. It really mesmerized me. Another thing that people do here is they burn bukhor throughout their house. They'll put it on their clothing, they'll put it in their hair, and it's really just such a beautiful thing. Smells so divine. This is a electronic burner that I bought, and you just put a wood chip, which is argo wood. It's soaked with perfume oil as well, so it has its own scent. It blows my mind. I love it. This is actually my husband Hassan, and I think that's part of the reason why I married him. After the first few dates, I was like, okay, at first I thought he was just trying. Obviously we were just dating, but then I realized he just always smells so good. He's obsessed with good fragrances. He loves like a high quality fragrance, and I really love and appreciate that about him. My absolute favorite right now is the one by Billie Eilish. I don't have her new one, I need to get it, but this was the first one she launched. I love the bottle, I love the fragrance, and I actually love her. I also love the price point, it's a very good price. Smells divine. Living in Dubai does definitely give you a lot of global exposure, access to so many brands that I might not have access to if I was based in my old home in the US. Being here really helped me beef up my library and get tons of fragrances that are super niche, very indie, and only found in Dubai. I really love that I'm able to buy fragrances from places where nobody else can find them. I actually love that. And every time I travel, the one thing on my bucket list for exploring a new city or country is what fragrances do they have that nobody else has. Every opportunity I get when I travel, I'm buying fragrances. So I'm a big believer in buying your own fragrances because I feel like it's important to get to know your preferences and buy what makes you feel your best. But I still love gifting and receiving fragrances because I feel like when I give somebody a fragrance for the first time and they've never tried that, I feel like they're always going to remember you when they spray it. And I think that's just such a beautiful connection. What better gift than a scent? I was inspired by this when I moved to Dubai. Everybody was wearing so many different fragrances, and I'd ask people like, what are you wearing? And they would like list off so many different things, and I thought it was super cool because people were like not following any rules. A lot of my guy friends were wearing women's perfumes and they were mixing it with their own different fragrances, and the mixture together smelled so beautiful and it was so complex and long lasting. Kayali was actually created around a layering concept. So collection number 1 was actually created to layer. It was to layer around our elixir. We have the musk, the citrus, and our vanilla, which is kind of like your toppers for elixir to kind of mix and create your own different type of elixir fragrance. A lot of people are now exploring layering. I remember when I first presented the concept to different retailers around the world, they thought I was crazy. They were like, people aren't going to buy a few perfumes. It's already hard to get them to buy one. This makes no sense. But now it's literally the trend, and I'm so happy. Again, you're creating your own fragrance. It's unique. No one's going to smell like you. If you haven't tried it yet, try it out. It really is a game changer. And a fun fact is that our Vanilla 28 was actually created as my favorite topper because my favorite layering perfume scent is the vanilla note. Our Vanilla 28, literally, I call it my whipped cream to my dessert. I feel like it makes everything smell so delicious. It really is amazing, and it is actually our best seller now. Like, people are obsessed with Vanilla 28. It also has beautiful notes of brown sugar. We have 4 different types of vanilla. We have amber. We have so many delicious musks in here to make it last longer and give you a more kind of like a more unique vanilla. Just recently launched our Vanilla Royale fragrance, which is our bougie big sister of Vanilla 28. This is a much more intense vanilla. It's a lot deeper. It's a lot richer. We actually have oud inside as well. We have something interesting called the sugared patchouli note, which also just is super sweet and delicious. Oh my god. Every time I spray it, I'm like, I get more in love with it. It is divine, and it's also limited edition, so hope you get your hands on it before it sells out. instead of finding a signature scent, focus on like what's your scent family scent. So for me, I like floral gourmands with a touch of spicy and woodiness. Those are the fragrances that I love so much, and it helps me find fragrances that I want to buy, and also it helps me just pick things that are going to layer well together. It really is a process. You're not going to like know on the first try if something's going to work well for you. You have to keep trying different things and be open to evolving. I don't think it's the same as like 10 years ago where someone wears the same scent for 10 years and they don't change. I feel like pick a fragrance for your mood. If you want to wear something on a Monday morning because it helps you deal with Mondays, it energizes you, wear that. If you want to wear something different on date night, wear that. Keeping a few different type of scents in your library at all times is great to have your signature type of scent profile. A lot of the ingredients they used to use in perfumery actually were derived from real animals, and I hate to say this because it's obviously terrible from an animal cruelty perspective. Musks actually used to be extracted from parts of the male deer parts, which again was supposed to be an aphrodisiac, and it was supposed to help make fragrances last longer, and I'm so happy they don't do it anymore. Another weird ingredient is called civet, and it actually comes from civet cat. On its own, even the synthetic note itself smells absolutely disgusting. It smells like cat urine, but when you mix it in a fragrance, that synthetic note, of course, it actually can smell really nice. I found that very hard to believe until I tried it. Ambergris, which comes from whale vomit. Again, most of these fragrances are now synthetic notes, thank God. A lot of fragrance houses like Firmenich, the one we use, they have a technology, I think it's called the headspace technology. So literally they can take any scent and they put it in a machine and then they recreate that same scent. So like for example, you can give them like your dad's used sweater and be like, I want this scent, and they can recreate that. It's super cool, and it's also great for recreating things that are natural resources that we're trying to stop depleting. Blows my mind what technology can do for fragrances. Last interesting fact is another cool technology that our fragrance house has, which is called the smell to taste technology. They've used a lot of different resources to recreate the same feeling of tasting something when you smell it, and that's why sometimes when you spray a certain perfume, like for example, Eden Juicy Apple, when you spray it, you smell that crisp red apple, you almost taste it, and your mouth might start to water. My mouth is watering talking about it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you learned something new about fragrances today, and I hope you enjoyed this. The next time you spray your fragrances, that you enjoy them a bit more and really use them as a tool of self-love, because they really are. Mwah.